We continue now at the top of Daf Tube Mesechet Sanhedrin. This is Sanhedrin Daf 98b. On the previous summer, of Yossi ben Kisma told his Talmidim, he told his students, when you bury me, bury my coffin deep in the ground. She'ein kol dekel v'dekel shebebavel, because there is no palm tree in Bavel. She'ein sus shel parsiyim nikshar bo, that you don't have a horse of the Persians that's tied to it. Ve'ein lach kol aron v'aron sheberetz Yisrael, and there is no coffin in Eretz Yisrael. She'ein sus madai ochel bo tevin, that the horses of Madai will not be eating from that coffin tevin straw. And Rashi explains she'ein sus madai ochel bo tevin, again, that a horse of Madai is not going to be eating tevin out of that coffin. Shemotzian ha'aronos chutz lekarka, because they're going to take the coffins out of the ground. Va'osin mehen avusim, they're going to become feeding troughs. B'milchemes Gog u'Magog, during the war of Gog and Magog. And Rashi continues she'ein kol dekel, there is no palm tree. Kolomar asidin paras u'Madai. What it means to say is that in the future, Persia and Media lavo al Bavel, they're going to attack Bavel. Ulachtan, they're going to capture it. V'nismala kol eretz Bavel chayolos parsiyim, and the entire land of Bavel is going to be filled with soldiers from the Persians, v'suseim, and their horses. Umisham boim l'Eretz Yisrael v'lochtem osa. From there they will go to Eretz Yisrael and they will capture it. And the Gemara continues. Amar Rav. Rav says, "Ein ben David ba ad shetispashet hamalchus al Yisrael tisha chadashim." Ben David will not come until the kingdom spreads against Klal Yisrael for 9 months. The Masoras Hashas notes an alternate girsa, Bisvar Macher Malchus Arisha, the wicked kingdom. It's referring to the kingdom of Rome. And also the Masoras Hashas says, Sham Isa B'cholo Olam Kulo. Another gear says not Al Yisrael, but against the entire world. In any case, it is for 9 months, and then the redemption will come. Shenemar, as it says in the pasuk, this is a pasuk in Micha, Lachein Yitanem Ares Yoleida Yoloda V'yeser Echav Yeshuvan Al B'nei Yisrael. It mentions the amount of time that a woman is pregnant. That's 9 months, and so therefore we understand again that after 9 months, that's when the redemption will come. And the Gemara continues, Amar Ula. Ula says, Yesei v'loich minei, it should come, but I shouldn't see it. Ula did not want to see all of the troubles of the times of Mashiach. V'chein Amar Rabba, and likewise Rabba says, and some have the girsa of Rava, likewise Rava says, Yesei v'loich minei, it should come, and I should not see it. Rav Yosef, Amar Rav Yosef says, Yesei, it should come, ve'ezkei de'ese betula dekufisa dechamre, and I should merit that I will sit in the shade of the dung of the donkey, meaning I'm willing to suffer if I'm going to see the redemption. And the Gemara continues, Amar le Abai l'Rava. Abai says to Rava, and again some have the girsa l'Rabba to Rabba. My time, what is the reason that you were concerned about Mashiach coming? Elaim, if you're going to say Mishum Chevlo shel Mashiach, it's because of the birth pangs of Mashiach, again, because of the troubles that will befall Klal Yisrael at the time that the redemption is going to come. V'atanya, but we learned in a brayso, Shalu Talmidav es Rebbe Elazar. The students of Rebbe Elazar, they asked Rebbe Elazar, Mayasa Adam v'yinatzal mechevlo shel Mashiach. What can a person do to save himself from the birth pangs of Mashiach? Yasuk b'Torah uv'gemilas chasadim, he should deal with Torah and gemilas chasadim, and then he will be protected. And the Gemara continues, Umar ha-Torah v'ha-gemilas chasadim, and the master has both Torah and gemilas chasadim, so what are you concerned about? Amar Lei said to him, Shema Yigrom HaChet, I'm concerned that maybe sin will cause that I will not be saved. Could Rav Yaakov Varidi, like Rav Yaakov Varidi says, Rav Yaakov Varidi Rami, because Rav Yaakov Varidi has the following contradiction in Psukim. Ksiv, it's written in the pasuk, Hinei Anochi Imachu Shmarticha B'chol Asher Telech. It says, I'm with you everywhere you go. Ksiv, and it's also written, Vayira Yaakov Mod Vayetzer Lo, that Yaakov was very afraid and he was distressed. What was he distressed about? If HaKadosh Baruch Hu was with him, he was distressed. Shahayim Misyari, he was afraid. Shema Yigrom HaChet, maybe the sin would cause that he would not be protected. And the Gemara continues, Kedetanya, as it was taught in a Braisa, Ad Yavor Amcha Hashem Zubia Rishon. And when the pasuk says, when your nation passes, that refers to the first time they came into Eretz Yisrael. And then Ad Yavor Amzu Kanisa, when the pasuk repeats that, when your nation passes, Zubia Shnia, that refers to the second time they came into Eretz Yisrael. And Emor Me'ata, you can say from now, if the two are compared, Ru'uyim Ha Yisrael Lasos Lehem Neis B'Bia Shnia, Kabia Rishon, and Klal Yisrael was fit that a miracle should happen to them the second time they came into Eretz Yisrael, just like the first time. Elisha Garam HaChet, but it was just that the sin caused that the same level of miracles did not happen. And the Gemara continues, V'chein Amar Rav Yochanan, and likewise Rav Yochanan says, Yesei v'lo echminei, the redemption should come, but I should not see it. Amar le Reish Lakish said to him, he said to Rav Yochanan, my time, and what's the reason you don't want to see the redemption? Ileima mishum dechsiv, if you're going to say, because of what's written in the pasuk, this is a pasuk in Amos, it says, Kasher Yonos ish mimnei ho'ari, like a person who flees from a lion, ufgo hadov, and he's met by a bear, uvbo habayis, and he comes to the house, v'samach yodo el akir, he leans his hand against the wall, v'noshcho nochash, and a snake bites him, if you're concerned about all of these troubles at the time of the redemption, come, I'll show you the same thing happens in this world. If a person goes out to the field, and he is met by a guard who demands payment, that's similar as if he's met by a lion. When he enters a city, the tax collector meets him. That's as if he met a bear. He enters his house, and he finds his sons and his daughters mutalim barav, that they're starving. That's similar to being bitten by a snake. So that cannot be what you're concerned about. Ella, rather, mishum dechsiv, the reason why you're concerned is what's written in the following pasuk in Yirmiyahu. The pasuk says, Shalu no ru'u, in Miyolad Zachar, it says, have you seen that a male can give birth? Madua re'isi kol gevra yodav al chalotzav ki oleida. Why do I see all of the men, their hands are on their loins like a woman giving birth? V'nevchu kol panim layerakon, and all of the faces are turned green. And the Gemara continues, Mai ro'isi kol gevra. What does it mean that I've seen all of these men? Amar Rava bar Yitzchak Amar Rav. Rava bar Yitzchak says that Rav says it's a reference to Misha kol gvura shalo. The pasuk is actually talking about HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the one who has all of the might. Umay v'nevchu kol panim layerakon. What does it mean that all the faces turn green? Amar Rav Yochanan says, Pamalia shal mala. It's the entourage above, referring to the malachim, the angels. Upamalia shal mata, and the entourage below. B'shah shamar HaKadosh Baruch Hu, at the time that HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Halalu ma'aseh yadai, these are my creations. V'halalu ma'aseh yadai, and these are also my creations. Heicha avid elu mipnei elu, how can I destroy these because of those? We'll see Rashi in a moment. Amar Rav Papa says, Hainu da'amri inchi, that's what people say. Royit v'nafal tur, if the person's ox, it runs and falls, v'yazal v'shadi le'susa b'uryeh, so the guy goes, the person goes and he brings a horse instead of the ox, even though the horse is far less valuable than the ox. And Rashi explains, my time, what's the reason? Ezut tzara ba ba'aretz, what affliction are you worried about that's going to come to the world biyamav during the days of Mashiach, shata omer lo achmine, that you're saying, I don't want to see the redemption. And so then he went on to say, santer, it's as if the person meets up with the guard. Mefarish Baba Basra, the meaning of this, of meeting up with the guard, it's explained in Baba Basra, bar mechuz naisa shiyodea metzrei hasadus ugvulei, and we're talking about somebody who's a surveyor, he knows where the boundaries are of the various fields. Ad kan shel ploni, mikan va'elech shel ploni, until here is so-and-so's field, and then from there on is another person's field. This person has the ability to give a little more to one person, a little less to somebody else. Also, Santa rotza limdot sadosav, when he meets up with this guard, the person wants to measure the fields, lakatzer meitzari hasados, in order to shorten the boundaries of the field. Vidome kamisha pagavari, it's as if the person met up with a lion, and a gabai is gova mas hamelech, that's the tax collector. And Rashi continues, the pasuk in Yirmiyahu is referring to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Misha kol hagvura shalo, the one who has all the might. HaKadosh Baruch Hu mitztar bi'atzma, HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself is distressed, ki yoleda, like a woman giving birth. V'yomer, he says, b'shasha ma'avir ovdei kochavim b'nei Yisrael, he says at the time that he's removing the ovdei kochavim, the idol worshippers, because of Klal Yisrael. He says, heich avid elu mipnei elu, why should these be destroyed because of those? Pamalia shal mala v'shal mata refers to malachim v'Yisrael, the entourage above is the malachim, the angels, the entourage below is Yisrael, is Klal Yisrael, and the mashal is, the adage is, Royet v'nafil tura v'azal v'shadi susya b'uryeh. It's like what people say when the ox runs and the horse is brought instead. Kisharatz hashor v'nafal, when the ox runs and it falls, ma'amidin sus b'mekoma ba'avuso, so then you have a horse instead. Mashalo yarotza lasos kodem apoloso shel shor. Now he didn't want to do that before the shore fell. Shayachaviv olav shora b'yoser, because the ox is much more valuable to him than the horse. And when it's time, when the shore heals today or tomorrow from falling, but at that point in time, it's difficult for him to take away the horse because of the ox, after he put the horse there already. And that's the idea over here as well. The same is true with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Once there's the downfall of Klal Yisrael, he gives the greatness to the idol worshippers. And then once Klal Yisrael does teshuvah, and they're redeemed, it's difficult for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so to speak, to destroy the Ovdei Kochavim, the idol worshippers, because of Klal Yisrael, and that is the concern at the time of the Geula. And the Gemara continues, Amar Rav Gidl Amar Rav. Rav Gidl says that Rav says, Asidin Yisrael do'achli shnei Mashiach. Klal Yisrael in the future, they will eat from the bounty, they will enjoy the years of Mashiach. And the Gemara continues, Amar Rav Yosef says, Pshita Tzavius, Velaman Achalu, who's the one that's going to be eating from that bounty? Who else would enjoy it? Chiluk ubilik achlilahu, are Chiluk and Bilik, are they the ones that are going to eat from the bounty of Mashiach? And the Gemara continues and explains, Le'afukim id Rabbi Hillel. Rav was coming to exclude what Rabbi Hillel said. The Yamar who says, Ein Mashiach li Yisrael. Rabbi Hillel says that there is no Mashiach for Klal Yisrael, Shekvar achluhu b'mei Chizkiah, because they already ate, they already enjoyed that bounty during the days of Chizkiah. And Rashi explains, Elachiluk ubilik achlilahu, are Chiluk and Bilik are going to eat from it. Kacha Yerugilin Lomar, that was an expression people had. Ka'adam Shomer, like a person who would say, V'chi Shedim u'shteisos yochlu, are the Shedim going to eat? Over Meseches Chulin, and in Meseches Chulin we find this as well. Lo Chiluk Yadana v'lo Bilik Yadana. I don't know Chiluk, I don't know Bilik. V'li Nira, Rashi says, it appears to me, the Mashmos Lashon Chiluk u'Bilik, Lashon Churba, it's like a language of destruction. Rashi goes on to say, Lishna Achrin, another explanation, Chiluk u'Bilik was Beis Dayane Stom, that refers to two judges of Stom, Shayu Shmosei and Kach, that was their name. And that was to exclude Rabbi Hillel, who says, Ein Mashiach li Yisrael, there is no Mashiach for Klal Yisrael, Shechizkiah haya Mashiach. Chizkiah was already Mashiach. V'ol of Nemru kol hanevuos, and all of the prophecies were actually said about him, Atzmiach keren lebeis Yisrael, v'yamid v'ra b'yoz Hashem, and so therefore, according to Rabbi Hillel, there is no Mashiach for Klal Yisrael. And the Gemara continues, Amar Rav says, Lo ivri olma ela leDavid, the entire world was created for David HaMelech. Rashi says, because David HaMelech sang songs of praise to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. U'Shmuel Amar, and Shmuel says, LaMoshe, the entire world was created for Moshe Rabbeinu, who received the Torah, says Rashi. Rabbi Yochanan Amar, Rabbi Yochanan says, LaMashiach, the world was created for Mashiach. And the Gemara continues, Ma Shemo, what is his name? What's the name of Mashiach? Devei Rabbi Shela Amri, in the yeshiva of Rabbi Shela, they say Shiloh Shemo, his name is Shiloh. Shenemar, as it says in the pasuk, Ad ki yavo Shiloh, until Shiloh comes. Devei Rabbi Yanai Amri, in the yeshiva of Rabbi Yanai, they say Yinon Shemo, his name is Yinon. Shenemar, as it says in the pasuk, Yishmo liolam lefnei shemesh Yinon Shemo, mentions that name in the pasuk. Devei Rabbi Chanina Amar, in the yeshiva of Rabbi Chanina, they say Chanina Shemo, his name is Chanina. Shenemar, as it says, Asher lo etein lachem Chanina, it uses the word Chanina. V'yesh Omer, and some say Menachem ben Chizkiah Shemo, his name is Menachem ben Chizkiah. Shenemar, as it says in the pasuk, Yerochak mimeni Menachem meishiv nafshi, it mentions the name Menachem. And the Gemara continues, V'Rabbanan Amri, and the Rabbanan say Chivra devei Rebbe Shemo. The leper in the house of Rebbe is his name. Shenemar, as it says in the pasuk. And this is a pasuk in Yeshayahu, Achein cholayenu hu naso machovenu sevolam, he bears our illness and our pain, v'anachnu chashavnu nego muka elokim, but we consider him, we esteem him as struck by God, umu'una, and afflicted. And the Gemara continues, Amar Rav Nachman says, Imin choyahu, if Mashiach is from among the living, kagon ana, then it would be like myself, shenemar, as it says in the pasuk in Yirmiyahu, v'haya adiro mimenu moshlo mikirbo yatsa, that the ruler is going to come out somebody who already has a leadership position. Amar Rav says, Imin Chayahu, if it's somebody who's alive, Kagon Rabbeinu HaKadosh, it would be, for example, like Rabbeinu HaKadosh, like Rebbe. And Imin Mesayu, if Mashiach is from among the dead, Kagon Daniel Ish Chamudos, it would be like Daniel, who was the Ish Chamudos, he was the beloved man. And the Gemara continues, Amar Rav Yehuda Amar Rav Yehuda says that Rav says, Asad HaKadosh Baruch Hu lahamid lohem David Acher, in the future, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will set up another David who will be the Mashiach. Shenemar, as it says, V'yavdu es Hashem Elokeim v'es David Malkam asher okim lohem, it says in the future tense that I will establish for them a David. Heikim lo nemar elo okim, it doesn't say I established, it says I will establish. And the Gemara continues, Amar le Rapapa li Abaya, Rapapa said to Abaya, V'aksib, but isn't it also written in the pasuk, a pasuk in Yechezkel, V'David Avdi Nasi lohem liolam, it says that David will always be the Nasi. It sounds like David HaMelech himself is going to be the leader. And the Gemara continues and explains, Kagon Kesar upalge Kesar, it's like the Caesar and the vice Caesar, it's like the second in command, and that's going to happen with David HaMelech as well. There will be Mashiach, but David will be the vice, David will be the second in command. And the Gemara continues, Darish Rabbi Simloi darshins ma'idachsiv, what does it mean when it's written in the pasuk in Amos, Hoy ha'misavim es yom Hashem, woe to those who desire the day of Hashem, lama zelochem yom Hashem, why do you need the yom Hashem, hu choshech v'lo or, it's darkness and not light. And the Gemara says, mashal etarnagol v'atale, if it's a mashal to a rooster and a bat, shayu mitzapin l'or, they're waiting for the light, they're waiting for the daytime. Amar letarnagol la'atale, if the rooster says to the bat, ani mitzapin l'ora, I'm waiting for the light, sha'ora shalihi, because that's my light. I operate, I'm active during the day. V'atal lamalach ora, but for you, what do you need the light for? And we will continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Tes Amud Aleph.